Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about cellular respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is nothing but breathing. Okay. Generally, during breathing, what happens? Exchange of gases occur. What is the use of exchange of gases? Exchange of gases. It purifies our blood. That means deoxygenated blood converts to oxygenated blood. Actually, respiration links to the production of energy. What happens when blood is oxygenated? What happens? How it utilized for the production of energy. So this oxygen which carries by blood to different types of tissues where this oxygen is utilized for the oxidation of different macromolecules like protein, carbohydrates, fats and many other organic acids. So all these organic acids which undergo oxidation in the cell to produce enormous amount of energy. So that's why we eat food for 3 times per day. So this food gives us energy. This energy is utilized for the so many functions like absorption, transport, reproduction, breathing and excretion. So there are so many activities, so many functions which are dependent on energy. So how this energy comes? Energy comes from the oxidation of food material. So here, what is cellular respiration? The respiration or the oxidation of food material like protein, carbohydrates and lipids in the cell to produce energy is called cellular respiration. We know very well in our body we have glycogen as a reserve food material or reserve carbohydrate. So generally this carbohydrate like glucose stored in the form of glycogen in our liver. So whenever we require energy, this glycogen which undergo degradation and gives us glucose molecule. So this glucose molecule in every cell of our body undergo oxidation and gives energy. So here cellular respiration means the oxidation of different types of organic macromolecules to produce energy in the form of ATP is called cellular respiration. So here let's see if any compound which undergo respiration is called respiratory substrate. Respiratory substrate. For example, respiratory substrate is called carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and there are so many other organic acids which undergo respiration. So those substances or molecules which undergo respiration are called respiratory substrates. For example, among all these respiratory substrate, glucose is highly preferred substrate for the respiration. So let's see. So how this glucose undergo oxidation and gives us energy. So here glucose oxidation is divided into 4 steps. First one is glycolysis, second one is link reaction, third one is Krebs cycle or it is also called TCA cycle, fourth one is electron transport chain and fifth one oxidative decarboxylation. Production of ATP. Production of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. It is a cellular currency. So what is cellular currency? So if we go outside or if we go to any market, suppose if you want to buy anything, you have to pay in the form of money. So in the similar way, ATP also acts as a cellular currency. Whenever or whatever energy requiring chemical reaction or any function takes place which needs energy in the form of ATP. That means ATP supplies energy. So that's why ATP is called cellular currency. So let's see all these steps one by one. First one is glycolysis. So here glycolysis and glycose means sugar. Glycose means sugar. Lysis means breakdown. Lysis means breakdown. Glycolysis means sugars breakdown. Here, this glycolysis mainly takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. This is very important. Please remember, glycolysis always takes in the cytoplasm. So here, 3 scientists discovered this pathway. That's why it is called EMP pathway. E means Embden, Meyerhoff, hormones. So these 3 scientists, they discovered glycolysis. So that's why it is called EMP pathway. EMP pathway. So what happens in glycolysis? So in glycolysis, there are actually 10 enzymes which are involved or participate in glycolysis. In glycolysis, glucose converts to 2 pyruvate molecules. 2 pyruvate molecules. The conversion of glucose into pyruvate molecule is called glycolysis. Okay? So let's see how this glucose converts to pyruvate acid. First one is glucose converts to glucose 6-phosphate. Here enzyme is hexokinase. Glucose 6-phosphate converts to fructose 6-phosphate. Here enzyme is PHA. PHI, phosphohexose isomerase. Now fructose 6-phosphate converts to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Here enzyme is PFK, phosphofructokinase. Kinase are enzyme which always involves in the phosphorylation reaction. Now this fructose 1,6-bisphosphate undergo splitting, that's why glycolysis. Here enzyme is aldolase. Here glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and DHA, dihydroxy acetone phosphate. So finally this DHAP converts to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, so that we will get 2 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate undergo further oxidation. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay? So here glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate gives 1,3-bisphosphogylic acid. Glyceric acid or glycerate. Here 1,3-bisphosphogylic acid converts to 3-phosphoglyceric acid. 3-phosphoglyceric acid. The enzyme is kinase, 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate kinase. 3-phosphoglyceric acid converts to 2-phosphoglyceric acid. 2-phosphoglyceric acid. Here the enzyme mutase. Phospho 3-phosphoglyceric acid mutase. 2-phosphoglyceric acid converts to phosphoenol pyruvate. Simply it is called PEP. What is the enzyme? Enolase. Enolase enzyme. Here PEP converts to pyruvic acid. Two molecules of pyruvic acid. From glycerol 3-phosphate onwards, all are two molecules. Two molecules, and two molecules. Here pyruvate kinase. Here 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. At this step, two ATP molecules are produced. And also in the last reaction, here also two ATP molecules are produced. Two ATP. So this is how glucose converts to pyruvic acid. Thank you.